In my last video, I bought the UK's cheapest pork shoulder. I used it for a bit of a barbecue experiment and made it into pulled pork on my Aldi Kamado. It was absolutely delicious, but I want it to be even better. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to take it to a whole new level by making these incredible, cheesy barbecue pulled pork pit beans. They are the ultimate barbecue side dish and the easiest thing in the world to make. Prep for this dish is incredibly easy. The only thing you have to pre-prepare apart from the pulled pork itself is one diced brown onion. And if you're feeling really lazy, you can just buy a bag of chopped onions. But come on, put in some effort. Now to get the barbecue going, I'm going to use my Aldi Kamado again and fill it with Big K's restaurant grade charcoal. Always make sure you use decent quality charcoal. Especially in a Kamado, cheap rubbish charcoal can really ruin your cook. I put in a couple of Woodwall firelighters, light them up, and once they're completely burned down, I throw in some applewood chips. Now, will this enhance the flavour of the final dish? Well, probably not, to be honest. You really need to be using proper chunks of wood. But I've got bags of these things lying around because people very kindly keep giving them to me as gifts. So I've thrown them on before the deflector plate and the grill, and then close the lid to let it get up to temperature. With the barbecue warming up outside, we can throw everything together. Just grab yourself some sort of oven-proof dish that you can work on a hob. You could always do this bit on the barbecue if you wanted to, directly over the coals, but I haven't. I start this off by melting some beef dripping. But you can just use any sort of cooking oil. Once it's hot, add the onions. And cook them until nice and soft. Then it's time to add the baked beans. I'm going to add 3 tins of baked beans from Tesco. If you want to make your own homemade baked beans instead, then be my guest. But personally, I've never had homemade baked beans that taste better than the ones from the tin. And once they're in, give them a good mix up. And then we can add our magic ingredient, our leftover pulled pork. For 3 tins of beans, I'm using about half of one of these deli cups. It's all clumped together because it's cold from the fridge, but as soon as that fat melts, it'll all spread out nicely. So just stir it in. Once that's mixed in, add in your favourite barbecue rub. I'm just adding my homemade one, the ingredients are just here. But feel free to experiment here with different flavours. Then it's time to add in some barbecue sauce. Again, any sauce will do. I'm just using a bottle I had left over in the fridge. With that all mixed in, it's time to add in some Worcestershire sauce. And for any of my American friends watching, it is Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire. Please stop butchering it. Now back to the beans. Give yourself a nice good splash of that. And give it another good mix up. Now you'll notice at this point that the beans are very stodgy and they're going to reduce down further while cooking. So I'll just add in a little bit of water and this will stop it drying out. And it's ready to go onto the barbecue. Now be careful, it might be a little bit hot, so use a towel or something or some oven gloves to get it outside. I'm going to be cooking these beans at about 180 degrees Celsius or 356 Fahrenheit if there are any Americans still left after my joke earlier. And after 20 minutes they're well on their way. You just want to give them a bit of a stir up to stop them sticking. And you could just pull these straight off to eat, but everything tastes better with melted cheese. So I'm going to load these beans up with some grated cheddar. And then close the lid down to let that all melt. After about 15 minutes and an argument with my daughter about who's going to open up the barbecue, all that cheese is melted. Now you can see that some of the sauce has actually bubbled up through, so it hasn't got that nice sort of cottage pie top to it, but I'll show you how to solve that in a second. These pit beans are now fully cooked, so all there is to do is take it off and get it inside. Just remember by this point this pot is screaming hot, so use some oven gloves. So I actually got distracted with smash burgers when I got this inside, so completely forgot to film serving it. But it's okay because I did a whole nother one the next day, and this one turned out even better. The trick with getting this perfect cheese crust is to slightly reduce the amount of water that I put in and then add on even more cheese. And it leaves you with this insanely delicious stodgy mix of pork, beans, onions and melted cheese. This is an amazing barbecue side. You can have it with most things, but honestly it doesn't even need to be on the side of something. You could just put it in a bowl and eat it with a spoon. In my opinion, this is hands down the best way to use up either leftover or slightly dry pulled pork. I would eat this every day if I could, but let's face it, it's not exactly a health food. But if you've got a better recipe for leftover pulled pork, please let me know in the comments, and I want to finish with just a massive thank you to everyone that subscribed after my last video. It really means the world to me. And the same for everyone who left a like and a comment. Thanks for watching.